Won't you join me in my happy hour? It's Sunday, baby. I'm stressing out. Come listen while you sleep. I won't be beside. No trouble on me. Work it out. We will be carefree. Out of town. Let's be free. Together, no matter the weather. Come on, my happy hour. Am I on my happy hour? Oh, yeah. Hey, am I on my happy hour? Oh, yeah. No trouble on me. Work it out. We will be carefree. My town. Let's be free. Together. Weather. Oh, happy hour. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, happy hour. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, let's talk about it. I'm Lester, baby. Hey, am I on my happy hour? Oh,
Well. Greetings, good people. What's happening? What's shaking? What's going down? It's your man, Andy Brown, giving it to you once more and again, right here live on the Online Happy Hour. I am excited. I hope you are going to be able to stick around for this wonderful broadcast. It is going to be something very unforgettable right here this evening. If you are just now tuning in to what we're doing, shame on you. We've been around for quite some time. I'm enjoying myself, your life coach, your host, your author. It's been an amazing run, and I'm just excited about the direction that we're going right here with the Online Happy Hour. Once again, you've seen us on multiple platforms, and you're going to continue to see us talking about real topics with real people on real issues, whether it's family, finances, romance, friends, your money, your mama, or even you. We're going to talk about it. So be ready to tune in each and every Tuesday and Thursday right here on this platform. We get down from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, living vicariously through you. So if you caught us on earlier this week, Miss Chantel Wallace out of Kansas City jumped on and chimed in, and we had the callers calling around from everywhere, getting some good game and giving some insight. So I loved it. I had to have a couple sips of good wine, so please feel free to chime in, join in. The chat room is going to be available for you. Also, the call-in number, 847-47-ILIFE. Again, 847-47-ILIFE is the call-in number. We'll also throw that in the chat as well for you. But be sure to go ahead and lock this in. If you paid your phone bill for the month, be sure to go ahead and lock that number in and call it the Online Happy Hour. Again, 847-47-ILIFE. Tune in, get some of this, log in, listen, and learn. You know how we do. I'm super excited, man. I'm anxious to see exactly where everything is going with the audience. If you have some interesting ideas or some business opportunities, this could be the platform to really get your business off the ground. I know COVID has really affected a lot of us, and I'm excited about seeing where the new year is going to take us. It's not going to be an instant thing. It's going to be gradual, but let's pay attention to what's really going on and make sure that we're taking care of everything that we can to stay safe, to stay sound, and to be around for a very, very, very long time moving forward. So without further ado, if y'all ready, I'm ready. I got me a little water, got to stay fresh, and I got me a little wine. I'm not going to tell you what it is because they're not paying for it, but it is a good Sauvignon Blanc, and I enjoy it. So tip your cups, put your kids away. Walk in the other room if you got your cell phone, and if you got your laptops, get ready, get sturdy, because we're going to dive off into it. But before we do, you know the rules of the game. I got to put the disclaimer out there. The thoughts and ideas displayed on the Online Happy Hour do not reflect those who are on this platform, who are built this particular platform for us to view and to listen. But what it does reflect are those who are jumping on this platform, who are willing to talk, learn, share, entertain and enlighten us with some of their insight about this particular topic. And the reason why this topic is so relevant is because I see all of us go through this every day, right? I got 10 fingers, 10 toes, stay 10 toes down up in the game, and we're going to bring to you a wonderful discussion on the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. And no, I'm not doing this alone. I'm not talking to you alone. This isn't any personal jabs, but what this is going to be a lot of discussion that has been had that I've seen on social media platforms, friends and families, colleagues and constituents have talked about this. So yeah, let's talk about it now. Let me bring on somebody to the show. This is her first time on the online happy hour, so we'll be gentle. And I got to tell you, when I first met this young lady, she was very cool, very soft voice, very outspoken, but comes with the real. And she comes natural with it. She comes 100 with it. So she had to be a part of what's going on. So I want to bring to you to the forefront right here for the very first time, ladies and gentlemen, Agape Love. Welcome. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How you doing?
Are you great? You mean it? You look great.
I'm trying to be great. How about that?
There's no try. You do or do not. There's no try.
All right.
Well, now, so for the people who are just now tuning in and paying their phone bill a little bit late because the minutes run over, they had to put their kids away. Kind of give us a little snapshot of who you are. Just a little small squeeze. Don't give too much of the Charmin. So we know, we have an idea of, well, who is this? Who she thinks she is? And why she get the privilege? Because she is privileged. So talk to us, Agape. What's happening?
So everybody's privileged, but as for me, I'm an empty nester. I do my job, do it well, and I have a lot of fun, meet a lot of people. That's really who I am. Pretty simple.
Well, we're going to have some fun. Thank you for making time today. We're going to have some fun about this right now. So we're going to break down the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. And I'm not talking about me per se, but the relevance I is in the property of I. Speaking of I, speaking of singular, speaking in first person, right? So if you don't mind, I'd like to go ahead and just kick off number 10, and we're going to work our way down to number 1. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So starting off with number 10, on the top 10 reasons why I won't date you, should be obvious. You're already in a relationship.
Man.
Like, people do this. They want to reach out to somebody else, even though they got somebody at home. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why you want to continue to open doors that you haven't even yet closed.
Well, I mean, a lot of people really like to still have the chase. It's not even really about getting the person long term. They still want to chase. So once they get the prize, whatever it is, a lot of times, can't find them anymore, can't talk to them. So I'm with you. That is definitely a reason why I will not date you.
Yeah, you can't do that. I don't think that's fair to all parties involved. Even if you mention that somewhere along the line, there's going to be some feelings that are going to get crossed along the way. And if you're not very clear with your expectations, now not everybody's cool with the polygamous relationships. We're not conditioned mentally to receive that on a regular basis. So if you're looking at that, that's cool. But if you're just trying to reach out and touch some other greens on the other side of the fence, is probably not worth it.
Yeah, but the other part is, if somebody is polygamous, they usually come out the gate with that.
Usually.
If they have a wife at home, that's not necessarily polygamous. He may be polygamous, but she's not. She doesn't know that they are in a group situation.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't be.
Well,
you just never know what it is. I'm gonna come back and circle back to that, because I know that's gonna be a discussion a little bit later on. Shout out to my man Malik for watching and chilling up there in Michigan. I hope y'all water's still good up there, bro. But I know y'all had a good Founders Day the other day. To the men of Omega Psi Phi, shout out to you, bro, and continue watching. All my folks who are chiming in via text message, all the folks that are hitting me up right now on social media platforms. And listen, if you are just now tuning in, be sure to like the page. Be sure to check us out on the YouTube page, iLife Radio, where you can see this as well. And social media is where it is. We're going to continue to move on this one. So number 9, talking about the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. And just a little too pushy, too aggressive. Why are you all in my grill? What's happening? Like, why is that? Why do you want to just, Pepe Le Pew that shit? I never understood that. Like, if you're just coming on too strong, like some extra cologne, it's not going to be in your favor to do that. Have you experienced it? Or are you pushy yourself?
I'm not pushy. I'm pretty chill, but pushy is definitely a way to get me to run.
Pushy.
Because
Pushy.
that's what I'm saying. If you're pushy, I will run. I'm not trying to hear that because I do not want to be buried in somebody's basement. And usually, if you're pushy, that means to me that, you know, you don't necessarily respect boundaries. I don't want to know how far you go with your boundaries. So no, I'm good. Nobody's going to bury me in a silo.
No. A little too aggressive. You know, that
Yeah.
behavior. And listen, ladies, if you're just tuning in, it's not just the men who are aggressive. There are some ladies out there who just don't take no for an answer. They just keep coming and coming and coming, and not in the horizontal way. I'm talking about the way that just very, very aggressive in trying to reach you and get your point across. I need to be with you and you need to be with me. And, you know, there's no other way around it. You know, the Lord told me that you were my husband. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Right then and there, you know we don't serve the same God.
Yeah, that's much. That's really much.
Has anybody ever come to you with that? I mean, in all honesty, have they come to you with the church and using the Lord to be a little bit pushing into your space?
Oh yeah. And the Lord has to tell me the same thing. So if the Lord doesn't tell me what he told you, maybe he didn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't see it. We're not following the same thing. Shout out to my man Tracy up there. He got some eyes on you. He peeping. I think he likes your nose.
Okay.
Well, could be something else, but we're going to keep that for a later conversation. Yes, we're talking about the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. And keep in mind, it's not just me, folks. I know this is some stuff that you're feeling yourself. So we're talking about the top 10 reasons why I can't date you. Number 7, you have an issue separating social media from reality. Did I say something there? See, what happens is, and let me take a sip real quick because this needs to be touched on a little bit. If you are constantly in your phone, right, and the world that you see wrapped around and engraved in your phone is the word that you think that is going to be the truth and reality, then you, sir, ma'am, are highly mistaken. That is just not how we get down outside of the cellular time. Agree, disagree?
Absolutely. I tell people when they meet me on social media, who I am on social media and who I am in real life, not the same person. You know, social media is for entertainment purposes only. So there's so much more to everybody than what you show online. But at the same time, don't get caught up in that. What you see is not necessarily the truth, and it's not necessarily anything that should impact your relationships either. But you have to respect your relationships too.
Completely agree. It's so difficult nowadays because we live in a world that just wants to be entertained, and we get so caught up on all these different episodes, and you know, we're seeing so much drama that's popping off that isn't the type of life that you expect somebody to continue to live. So if you're out there doing that and you're staying on your phone, I don't know if you saw this meme the other day where there was a couple that went out on a date. And she, yes, the meme is she, is spending way too much time in her phone while they're across from one another having dinner. Why? You've got live conversation right there in front of you. Like, what are we doing?
A lot of people have forgotten how to communicate. You know, over the years, I mean, the web has been alive and kicking for 20 years, at least. So people don't necessarily have the same skill set to have communication, to talk like they used to. So they're so used to communicating through that phone that even when they have somebody in front of them, they kind of forget sometimes, you know, and it's a matter of courtesy.
So let me ask you this before we move on. Are you thinking perhaps maybe that it's a mental concern if you just can't separate the truth from reality, or is it the fact that they just don't want to face the truth?
I think honestly that's case by case because some people don't want to face the truth, but some people really just don't have a skill set, you know. Not all people are created equal.
She gonna hit us with some Dr. King knowledge on that one. I like it. Give me some insight, folks. Talk to us about this. If you need to be in the chat room, give us some likes, give us some love. I'm seeing the folks chiming in and giving us some game right now. Monica's saying she don't like him. Oh my God. Horrible communication skills. We're gonna dive off into this a whole lot. This is gonna be beautiful. Call in and give me some insight, man. 847-47-HIGH-LIFE is the call-in number. For those of you who just don't put letters and numbers together, 847-474-5433 is the call-in number. Yes, I said it. 5433. The last four digits you have to chime in on. So we're talking about the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. And Agape, is this making sense so far?
Absolutely. Because it's a lot of reasons, and all of these are definitely very good reasons why.
Yes. They're hitting us in the chat. I'm getting a few text messages. I can respond to that too. So let's dive off into a little bit more. We've hit number 10. We've hit number 9. We've hit number 8. So number 7, the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. You're very insecure. Yeah. You're not confident in yourself. So what are you really trying to quote unquote bring to the table that you feel is worthy of bringing somebody else into your space?
But see, let me give you a different side of that, because sometimes people come insecure, but the other person puts them in situations where they start to feel insecure. I've kind of seen that with my friends where
Really?
A person will give another person maybe too much energy. And so the person in the relationship starts to feel threatened. I mean, that's real. And then that does come off as being insecure when maybe it's not so much insecure as that person is maybe giving you reason to maybe feel that way. And I don't know about everybody, but I've seen it happen. I've watched people go through that, and it can be uncomfortable. And then when my friend comes back and said, well, she's insecure. Well, is she insecure or are you a hoe?
Yeah. Well, she didn't get paid for it though. You know, she's just out there just being nasty with it. I get that. But here's one thing with that level of insecurity. If you come in confident and you let somebody break you down, then what the hell is it about you that you feel is attractive? Because I'm not getting that at all. Are you gonna break me down once I get in this relationship? Like somebody Randy Sar's mirror.
I agree with you. I think that you're right, but I think that sometimes how we conduct ourselves can contribute to that a little bit. Because for me, you start acting kind of wiggy, I'm out. But not everybody is like that.
So we're not giving people enough time.
I'm not saying it's enough time. I'm saying a matter of respect. If you're respecting your relationship and you're conveying that to your significant other, then maybe they wouldn't feel as insecure.
Maybe.
I'm not saying that's always the case, but I'm saying that I've seen that be the case with enough people that that's kind of an issue for people.
Yeah. You gotta get yourself together, folks. I mean, listen, if you are really easy to knock off your own block and it takes that, then I mean, if your significant other, the person you feel is attractive or somebody you want to talk to is giving you compliments and you knocking them down because you can't receive them, then what is the purpose of you being involved with somebody? Oh my God, you look so pretty. Why are you saying it today? Don't I look pretty every day? Well, what the fuck? Or you know, people just do that. They're like, oh, that's a beautiful dress you have on. Well, what about my dress yesterday? Wait a minute. What?
Okay, now you're talking about crazy people.
It's not crazy.
That is nuts. That's nuts. I'm not riding with you on that. That's nuts. That's more than insecure. That's nuts. You know, because that's extra.
It happens.
It happens, and it's still extra.
You got fellas out there that do the same thing. You know, when she'll run up and squeeze his arm, talking about, oh baby, you're my Hercules, and I don't be working out. Come on, man. Take the yes. Take the thank you. You mean throw it out there.
Yeah, but to me, that's a flag. That's a flag on the play. And now I'm watching you because we're probably going to continue to have this problem. And that is a problem.
Okay.
If every time I give you a compliment, you tell me, well, what about yesterday? Or I'm not working out. Now you take this compliment and say thank you and mean it and move the hell on.
Someday can't receive it. Check this out. Tracy says this. He says, with those insecurities which are yours, not mine, why is it your expectation, meaning my responsibility to help you manage them, rather than you understand that's something you need to deal with?
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think that, absolutely, you need to manage it. But I also don't see where necessarily that's not a conversation that you should both have. Because maybe even within that insecure space, there's something that the person can do to make the other person feel comfortable. I guess I'm at a point now in my life where I would rather be happy than right. So if I gotta lean a little bit to make you feel more comfortable, I'm willing to compromise. Now, not every time, but to give you respect that you feel like you deserve, yeah, I'll do that. And maybe it's different for men. Maybe men feel differently.
Monica says that's different as well. She says it needs to be addressed. And I get that. A lot of times we don't talk about it because there could be somebody who is just a practical joker or just likes to have fun or play around, and it's not received by the other person because, one, they don't really know your ass. And they don't really know that you're joking or not. And two, they could just be, super fragile, sensitive when it comes to just dealing with human beings altogether. So we got to really talk about this and see this for what it is, folks. If you are very insecure about yourself and you keep the lights off in the house and you don't really have a lot of mirrors in the home, you don't look at your own body too often, find some more confidence, a little bit more. Not saying that you have to have it, but a little bit more if you want to bring somebody else into this, because they're going to want to see you. You're going to want to see them. That's, externally and internally, to get to know them a little bit more. So just kind of open up a little bit and be willing to do that if you feel that you are in a position to be dating. Yeah, I said it. It has to happen. Boogieing on down the road to greatness. The top 10 reasons why I won't date you. For those of you all who are just now tuning in, let's kind of bring them up to speed and just kind of recap, if you will. Can I do that?
Please do.
So number 10, the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Number 10, you're already in a relationship. Number 9, you're very pushy. Make sure that the stream is correct when you hear this and I'm enunciating correctly. So pushy. Yes, that's the correct word. Number 8, you can't separate social media from reality. That's a big issue. You would think that'd be closer to number 1, but it's not. We got a whole lot more to cover, but that's a whole lot going into that. Number 7, you are very insecure. You're just a very insecure person, not shy, not quiet, but insecure. It is. Let's dive off into this, man. 847-474-5433 is the call-in number. Again, 847-47-iLife is the chime-in number to get some of this. I'm talking with Agape Love right here on the online happy hour, getting it in. Are you having some fun?
I am.
No beverage tonight?
Say it again?
No beverage tonight? No water, no wine, no whiskey?
I had tea before we started. I'm good.
Tea. Bless your heart.
Tea.
Okay. Touch your taste buds. Let's go on and move on to number 6 if you do. Almost halfway done. Number 6, let's hit it. The top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Kind of ties along with number 7, but you don't have self-confidence. Yes, I said it, and I meant that shit. You do not have self-confidence, right? You're trying to approach somebody with the shy brother shit. Hey, homie, what's up with your girl? I'm trying to get to know her. I'm trying to holler at her and see what was she about. But you ready to date somebody else? No, man.
You gotta be grown enough to step. You gotta step for yourself. You gotta be grown enough to step.
Yeah.
Because what happens when you want to have a conversation? The other person's gonna have your conversation too. No.
Here's what tends to happen. I'm gonna come to the ladies in a minute. Well, let me just go ahead and hit the fellas up first, because this is things that men do. And maybe Agape, you can tell me how this works on the female side, when there are ovaries involved. But as a man, what tends to happen is when he doesn't really have self-confidence, he tries to shoot his shot at chicks he knows his boy used to date.
Mhm.
So there's that level of quote unquote familiarity, but not so much the fact that it's totally not new for him. Okay. Men do this. Men do this. Yeah, the number just spiked up on the chat. Hit some love, hit some likes. I know I'm telling the truth. I may not be talking about you, but somebody that you know. It does happen. And when you do that and you have that type of behavior, you welcome in a lot more confusion because your confidence in yourself is falling back and relying on part of the relationship that person had with somebody else. Mm-hmm. Did I say that for real?
You didn't lie.
Can you enlighten me on this from the female side? Because I don't know. Do women think like that in any part of the way? Not you per se.
So I think a lot of women, when they don't have strong self-confidence, they accept less than they deserve. So they'll go along with all kind of bull, and anything that you accept will continue. But they are concerned that if they don't accept it, the person will leave. So that's why you see people putting up with all kind of stuff and extra women and extra babies and extra whatever, because their self-confidence is at a low and they think they can't do better and they don't want to be alone. But I mean, if you have confidence, you're not sticking around for that. I wish you would.
Yeah. We doing it all the wrong way. Good intentions, bad connection. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen. Man, listen, if your 5G is kicked in and you paid your internet bill for the month, go on and give me some insight, man. I know the stream is kicking up real good right now. The numbers are tuning up. Hit some love, hit some likes in the chat room. Call-in number again is 847-47-iLife. We can take some phone calls or stay in the box, man. It's all good to me because Miss Agape Love is breaking it down. Are you feeling this tonight?
I am. I'm having a good time.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it, man.
I'm shy. So.
You said what now?
I said, well, I'm shy, so I'm trying to, get comfortable, but I'm liking it. It's cool.
Let the shy sister go. Let it down. Let your hair out.
Yeah.
Right. Get comfortable. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're diving off into this, man. We're halfway done, folks. I've got roughly about 60 good minutes to keep the party going. If there's some honorable mentions or some things you feel as if we have not touched or maybe that you have seen in your own personal life, hit us up in the chat, call us up. Let's see if it's going to line up with what we have already. But in the meantime, man, we're just going to keep the party going. We're talking about the top 10 reasons I won't date you. Yeah, we said it and we meant it. Halfway, all the way through here. So let's get off into this. Number 5. This is something you brought to my attention. They have issue spelling, and their wordplay and vocabulary just is not up to par. Huh? Wait a minute. What? Where's this come from?
I'm going to tell you, that's not everybody. There are a lot of people who that's not an issue for them, but I believe in good communication skills. And if you can't clearly communicate to me what you want, need, expect, whatever, via any platform that we're going to be communicating, that's a problem. I don't want to sit and have to have a decoder ring to figure out what you're saying to me.
So, okay. So here's what I'm looking at here, and I think this is kind of right on time with it. There's a couple things that are going on social media about reading, right? And I share this story with you. You haven't heard this, but I've shared this story many times over. For those who know me, have been going back for years. I have a friend of mine that dated someone. This is early 2000, right when I first moved to Dallas, Texas. My neighbor was dating someone, and they went to a restaurant, a very popular restaurant in Dallas, Texas called Pappadeaux. Are you familiar with Pappadeaux?
I love Pappadeaux, yeah.
So Pappadeaux, for those who don't know, is a seafood restaurant. They're 4-star, if you will. Not super grade A, but they do a right thing. Very, very favorably priced menu. Okay. So he took this was their first date. They went out to Papados, and he ordered whatever he had, and she ordered. She saw somebody else's plate and ordered the food. And it's like, I'd like to have what they're having, and bring me the dish. Well, it turns out when the food arrived that it wasn't something that she particularly really wanted to have, and she pitched a fit. She wasn't going to eat it. It's like, hey, this isn't what I ordered. And off the top, dude thought he had one of those kind of chicks. You know what I'm saying? That orders food and complains, or probably looking for a free meal, or whatever the case may be. So it turns out when they came back to her, ma'am, they brought the menu to her and said, point out exactly what it is that you ordered. And she could not do that. Do you know the reason why?
Because she couldn't read?
She could not read.
Mm.
She could not read. Now, there are some people out here who have not been to a Papados or any other restaurant that is anything short of having pictures on it. So she was someone who was used to just pointing at the menu and saying, I'm going to have this. So they had the expectation of when the food came out, it looked like what the picture said.
Mm.
Chili's, your Applebee's, your McDonald's, all that kind of stuff. So she had never gone all the way up to whatever, or had been getting by. Don't know. But listen to what Monica said, but she was fine. Yeah, she probably was. I never saw her, but I know that they kicked it off and had a few physical interactions afterwards. But it's just, that had to be an embarrassing moment, not to be able to read the menu, but yet to be on the date with someone. Like, how do you even get through that?
I mean, of course you don't embarrass them, but at the same time, I don't know how this sounds, but I'm going to be real. Mm-hmm. I need you to read. I need that to be, because not just with menus, like news. If you can't read a menu, you can't read the news. And I want to talk about the news, and I want to talk about what's going on. I need you to be articulate enough that we can have a conversation, and not just you're getting things just from what you hear, but you can read and research for yourself. Because sometimes I want to get deep, and that's not a knock against anybody who can't read, because absolutely, if they want to be better, they can learn how to read, they can work with somebody, but I'm not a starter set, baby.
No, not saying that. And here's
right, but you have to have a level of what you expect, and I don't know that reading is like a really high thing to expect from people. It's because it's not about judging, but it's about the way you move and where you navigate into in life and your life goals. If you can't read, we might not be able to go the same places.
No. A lot of stuff you're just not able to talk about. There's an article that was just passed around, and I shared this in the group today as well. There's an educator or teacher, whatever you want to call him, that admitted that he wasn't able to read. School teacher.
Yeah.
How you do that there, man?
The mediocrity of a white man. That's how you do that.
He dated a valedictorian. Dude.
Mediocrity of white men will get them everywhere, because people aren't checking for them like that. They say this is their credential. Nobody checks them. He's learned how to navigate it. So maybe he was really smart in that way, but that's still, they weren't expecting that from him. They didn't check it, and they should have.
Should have. Didn't. Ooh, hit some love, hit some likes, folks. Talk to us about this. Check this out. Ali says this, and she put this in the comments as well. I'm going to be real. If you have to tell people that if they're alone, that you're on sometimes we're not equally young, and everything isn't about trying to build up a person. Okay. So here goes back to that thing, and I appreciate that comment. Here goes back to that thing, the whole, what do you bring to the table, right? If that person, I'm just looking at devil's advocate here. I'm not co-signing on illiteracy by any means. I've written 3 books now, so it's not about that. What it is about is, if you have somebody that says, well, I'm bringing this to the table, I want you to be able to meet me. And if they need help in a certain area, but they've been successful and managed along the way, you got to have a level of confidence in some kind of way to get by a freaking school teacher. And you can't read your goddamn self.
Well, I'm with that for you, and I support your efforts. But yeah, not for me. Not gonna be able to do it. I mean, I think that I don't want to have to teach you at this age. Now, of course, we still always are learning, and we're gonna learn from our mates, absolutely. But not the basics, not the rudimentary things. Oh no, 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 no. I'm not doing it.
You're not going to be able to read to each other at night with a picture book? I see. Let's move on. Let's talk about it. Moving on. We're talking about the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Touching on number 4. Yeah, we made it this far. Number 4, you're too needy. Needy, needy, needy. Baby, give me this. Baby, can I have that? Well, when you coming over? When you gonna fix this? Well, how come we can't do this tonight? Well, where you gonna be at? Well, how come I can't come? What? No, no. Well, can you do this before you go? Well, would you mind doing this? Well, can you come over here? And nah, it's just not that effective, and it's not very beneficial. Talk to me about that. How you feel?
I can't do needy because I think you gotta already have your own things going on. I have a job where sometimes I travel. I have a job where sometimes I have to be really focused, and I don't have time to babysit and be your constant companion 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't do that. I have other obligations. I have other interests besides you.
Okay.
And a man that wants that, there's a certain type of woman for him. I'm not her, but I support their efforts. But that needy thing, it's like you become strangled. I was with somebody that was needy, and they called all the time, and we were living together. I started like doing other things before I would come home because I just didn't want to deal with that energy. You know, it's different when it's your children, but a grown man, I don't know. I can't.
You got some needy men out there?
There are a lot of very needy men. And it ties into insecurity as well, because they need you, and then when you're unavailable, then they feel like, well, there's somebody else. Yeah, my bills. My bills really need me to go shake my ass real quick, so I'm gonna go shake my ass and make this money, okay? Right. Then I'll be with you. And not everybody understands that. Not everybody understands that there are other obligations. I have children. I have a grandson. I have other people who want to see me. I have a parent. I have friends. I can't be your 24/7.
Nah, you can't come in needy. In my opinion, with that, if needy is your thing, then relationships is not, because you need to have something. It's an exchange of energy.
But there are a lot of people who like needy people because they're needy too. There are plenty of people who have successful relationships because both parties are needy.
That's the most superhero shit. You're just trying to save somebody from their pain and agony. You know?
Maybe so, but I mean, if it's balances for everybody, there's somebody. So I'm not gonna say they don't deserve love. I'm not a good candidate for baptism on that, but there's somebody out there for them.
On a needy level?
Yeah, because it's somebody who loves needy people. There are a lot of people who love that. I'm not, but there are.
I can't get with it. We can come together and build together going this way. Because if you need this and I got this, then I got you, and we gonna do it together. Okay? Everything fits. It all lines up. See that? It all lines up. But if you need and you need and you need, and you're taking and pulling and pulling and pulling, then what am I actually doing to help me boost myself back up again? And what am I getting from you that's going to help me energize and recharge and say, yeah, I can keep going with this? If you're take, and I can't get plugged, or you can't help me, nah.
But that's you and I. You and I are on one accord on that. But we're not everybody. There are a plethora of people who need other things. And some people need to be needed. Some people love that. They get off on that energy. Not them, but I don't knock them. And I've seen them be successful.
Okay. I dig it. I dig it. Folks, this is a great topic, man. The numbers are out of control right now. The chat room is really nice. Agape, I hope you can see the comments that are in here. But
So every time I try to see them, I knock myself out of the screen. So
bless your heart. I'll be able to post a little bit here and give some insight. I've had a few text messages come through. Folks that want to call in and speak their mind, you can definitely do that. Again, 847-47-iLife is the call-in number. 847-474-5433 is the number to get in on this one. I'm loving this topic. And what I want to do is just kind of recap for those who are just now tuning in, whether you had some bills to pay earlier, you just got off work, or you just came out the shower. I hope you washed your hands or whatever it is you were doing before you came on here. So let's just kind of recap and bring you up to speed where we are roughly about 60% through with the list right here. So number 10, going back, number 10, the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. You're already in a relationship. That's bad enough in and of itself. Number 9, you're too pushy. Pushy. Yes, make sure I pronounce the word right. We're talking about spelling and enunciation. Pushy. Mm-hmm. Number 8, you can't separate social media from reality. That's a bad one. That is so bad. That should be at the top, but it's not. So we're going to keep on moving the party along forward. Number 7, you're insecure. You are insecure, not you're insecure, not you are insecure, but you. Y-O-U-A-R-E, insecure. Okay, big issue, big concern. And it also speaks to number 6, you don't have self-confidence. So number 5 and number 6 kind of go hand in hand. We hit on number 4, you're too needy. Yeah. Now, like you said, there are people who are needy, but I guess in the sense of being too needy, where you want to take and not give at all, I don't even see how that lines up for a successful relationship. I just don't. I don't. Eventually, you're going to get drained, you're going to get tired, and you're going to start complaining about that person, and that's just not cool. You got holidays and shit coming up. You got this COVID that's been sitting on us for so long. I mean, what can you do?
Well, I mean, I think it's toxic, but people do toxic relationships all the time. Just because I can't get with it and I don't want it for me doesn't mean somebody else doesn't value that.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Breaking it on down, man. I'm having a good time. So tell me, what have you heard thus far? Based on the ones that we've hit on, which one stands out to you the most?
I think that social media right now is a really hot topic because people get so invested in social media. I saw yesterday, some girl said, "Don't wish my husband a happy Founders Day."
Huh?
He was a Q. She said, "Don't wish my husband a happy Founders Day." When I looked under the responses, there were 903 responses. I left. I said, "This is not my minute. This is not for me. I can't do this." They went on that woman's page and everybody was like, "What's your husband look like? Tell him call me. Tell him happy Founders Day." Ooh. So she had gotten so upset about that energy that she felt like people were giving him online that she put herself in a real trick bag for no reason.
Wow. You know what? People live on these platforms, right? And you'll see the engagement. You'll see how much time that they spend. They live on the gram. They live on Twitter. They live on Facebook. That they spend so much time bickering and arguing and just spending a whole lot of energy in there that they really think this shit is real. But
it's not, and it plays out in real life, and real people get hurt all the time over social media platforms.
Yeah. There was a rapper who died in Dallas just about early this week about that, and you'll see people who will have whole different, Facebook girlfriends, social media relationships. You logging on to, DM and good morning every day, having lunch breaks and doing the whole screen sharing type deal with one another. Yeah, y'all do that. I'll do that. I'm gonna call you out. It's all good. Take it. But the thing about it is, we have to separate that and know that it's not a real deal, right? Now, I know we mentioned this about COVID and people just trying to be safe, and I get that. But if you're only dating in the DM, what you do with that, man? Come on. Monica said something if you're in your 20s, and I hear you on that one, but come on, y'all doing way too much. Ali says this: social media is the stage for passive aggressive bullies.
Yeah.
Weird folks. Yeah, because you can't commit. As soon as you cut your phone off, the relationship is over. As soon as you don't respond, the relationship is over. Now you got people in their feelings simply because you didn't get back to me in a timely manner. I saw you read my message, but you didn't holler back. Come on.
Right.
Too much. Too much.
Right.
You digging?
But I'm gonna go ahead and defend the people who are not going out because of COVID, because I am one of those people, because COVID is real. COVID is killing people. I don't know where everybody's from, but I know in a lot of rural areas, they're not wearing masks, and then they're getting sick at higher rates, but then they're shipping those people into the metropolitan areas and overburdening the hospitals. And so it's not about relationships right now. It's really about staying safe and being conscious of your own health. Now, if people are still out there going out and having a great time, God bless them. As for me, I'm gonna have to go ahead and stay alive. I'll catch you into 2021.
I know that's right. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong on that one. But if your only connection is your apps to that person,
well, yeah,
and you aren't even looking to connect any other way, then no, that's not why I'm going to take you. Top 10 reasons why I won't date you. All you're going to be is somebody that's in my phone that drops me a message, the good morning beautifuls, a little quirky little text messages throughout the day. And you're not even strong enough. And this is how you know it's bullshit. You get a good morning beautiful, but you don't get a good night beautiful. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Re-up the cup. I said that one. And there's a brother out there who felt that shit. I know you did, man. You're going to tighten up on your backstroke because I just put you on blast and I told you what you're not doing. You're not making yourself as effective. If you're going to give her the good morning, you got to give her the good night. Make some effort outside because that is why they're not going to take you seriously. Listen and learn to this, man. This is real talk. Have we touched some nerves today, do you think?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mind. If you're just now tuning in, man, this is the Online Happy Hour. The top 10 reasons why I won't date you is the topic. Each and every Tuesday, each and every Thursday, I get real with some real people like Miss Agape Love about some real topics that we discuss now. This coming a week from today is going to be Thanksgiving Day. So we will not be on the air doing this at all for Thanksgiving. I'm going to give you some time and spend time with your family, whether you're doing that virtually or if you're going to be doing that in person, because COVID is real. So I definitely get that. So you'll see me on Tuesday, but this Thanksgiving next week, I'm going to sit back and chill and get some good insight. So let's continue to party and keep it going. The top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Number 3. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
I hope you understand that when I say this, I mean this with all sincerity. Number 3, your money ain't right. Yeah. Did you just twitch in your chair just now when I said that?
I sure did. Your
money ain't right. Why are you dating right now and you are barely check to check, or you are just now getting by, or you're probably laid off or furloughed and your money just ain't where it needs to be, then this isn't the best time to be dating.
Well, the nice thing about it is right now, because COVID, you can't really go out anyway. So This is the best time to cupcake if your money's not right. You can cupcake and talk on the phone and video chat and not have to go out on a date in a restaurant. But if your money's not right, when the country opens back up, how are you going to travel? How are you going to go to dinner? How are we going to the movies? How are we going to, have a night out? I've dated somebody whose money wasn't right and my money was a little bit better. And I didn't really have a problem with it because I wasn't in a judgment place.
Mm-hmm.
But that very much so caused problems for us because he felt like he was emasculated because he couldn't roll like I rolled. And step your game up. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I can't make less money because you don't make what I make. So yeah, you do need to have your money right or your mind right. Something's got to be right.
Yes. You got to have your paper together, man. And listen, you touched the nail on the head because it's not necessarily about you, ladies. And I think that there is a misunderstanding with that. That well, if the ladies are going to make more money than him, or if he may not have his money as long as hers, then there's going to be some issues. Now, this was a discussion. I had a show about this a couple of weeks ago where I got kicked out of a group because I commented about this and I told the motherfucking truth. Like, if a woman makes more money than him, is that going to be a good relationship? And I told him, chances are, it's not. And I'm not saying it's going to be for everybody, but in certain situations, if it's not, it has nothing to do with the lady being okay with it. More so, just like what you said, it's his issue. And he's not going to feel comfortable with that altogether. Right? So, like you said, he wants to bring something to the table. Well, that goes back to the needy person. The needy person may or may not feel that way, but you may have somebody who feels as if they're being needy, and you're not talking about this. You're not discussing these issues. You're not discussing these feelings. He may feel a certain way. And ladies, you all can just kind of move on in your world because you think everything is cool and it hasn't been addressed. But if he feels a certain way and it hasn't been talked about, he's going to be uncomfortable. I don't care how old he is, how young he may be. There's going to be a level of uncomfortability that if it's addressed, you can talk about it and move on. But if it's not discussed and it's not talked about, then you're going to have issues later on. Comments, concerns?
I think that kind of goes back to what the guy was saying about your insecurity is not my concern.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to some extent it is because I don't want your feelings hurt. But at the same time, if you don't verbalize that and you're not willing to do the work either to get your paper up or us to have conversation and come to some kind of consensus on things, that's not really my problem because I'm doing what I can do, which is I'm understanding that you're in whatever position. I'm giving you the space to talk to me about it. I'm being open and willing for compromise, but that's a two-way street. I can't fight your demons for you.
Okay. So 2 parts on this one. Trinice says most men can't handle the fact that their woman makes more money. It has to be discussed. It may not be an issue for everybody, but it definitely has to be discussed. Now, here is something that just came up. So Alice makes this comment here, and she says this. It's a question, actually. What do you feel about guys who don't have their own place, rooming with a friend? Well, let's talk about that. So the issue is this. He doesn't have his own place. Then you have to find out the reason why. Is it his money? Is it his decision making? Is it his location? Whatever that has to be, rooming with a friend. Because I've been in this situation before, in transition, and I even told him I don't have an address right now, so it's probably not the best time to date. But still, you can still move forward and you can still move in that, but you have to be upfront about it. So I think there's some women that just like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to touch that situation because they don't want to always have their legs TV antenna at their home. They probably want to go to his house too and have some quality time and do something. But how is your money moving in that window? Right? What are you moving? If you're staying in somebody's place, not living there, you're staying there for a certain period of time. And what is your goal? What is your end result? What are you trying to do? What are you looking to accomplish? Because now you have to have that communication, right? Easy to judge up front, but if you don't have that communication where it needs to be, then you're going to get lost and a lot of ideas are going to circle and you're not going to be clear and everything's cloudy with a chance of showers and shit gonna start to rain, it's really gonna be pretty bad. So I get it.
Right. And you also want to know if he's homeless sexual, because there are a lot of homeless sexual men out there. They're very sexual because they're homeless.
Homeless sexual.
Homeless sexual. Whole bunch of those.
You write that down.
And so when you have a roommate situation, are you just waiting for your next chick to move in with? Are you financially solvent? Do you have issues? I want to know. I'm going to ask some questions because I'm not trying to adopt.
Oh, ouch. Fucci,
Well,
ouch.
I mean, that's real, because some men want to be with you because they love you and they cherish you and we're going to grow together. And some men love you because you have your own place.
Yeah. Yeah. The creeper.
Yeah.
He's looking to lay low and put his head down for a minute. And listen, you got to make that shit clear, man. There was a comment that somebody made once before, and I've seen this, man. You ladies, y'all are savage. Savage. Somebody put a comment out there that was like, 60% of men don't have their own place, don't have their own place. And I'm like, who finds these statistics? So if it ties into his income, what does that say? Or maybe somebody's trying to live outside of their means. There you go.
It's all kind of reasons. I've seen people be roommates because, they're on a job detail and they're only in that city for a couple months. Mm-hmm. I've seen people, saving money. COVID-19 put a lot of people on furlough. Maybe with the uncertainty of the economy, people are trying to save money. So I'm not going to judge somebody right away, but I will be Barbara Walters with my paper and pen, asking lots of questions to get real insight.
As you should. Shit, I've been there. I totally just, put up my two fingers and stepped out of the relationship and said, you know what, for the both of us, this is not best for me to be here. So I'm going to regroup. I'm going to step out of this house and I'm not going to be here because I know for the future, this probably isn't going to be the best situation. And I'm catching that up front now because looking at the next 5-6 months from now, it's probably not going to be where we need to be. And it's just not working out. Let's cut this off. Let's rebuild. Let's regroup. And the next 6 to 8 months from now, it'll be an issue. It'll come up on your timeline. You may look at that and see something later. But in the end, it's going to save you a lot of headache and heartbreak because we didn't have to go through a whole lot of shit up front. So I get it. Trust me. Hey, I'm right here raising my cup to no. I totally understand that one. So shout out to Chantel. Shout out to Ali for even asking that. And she wants to know, would somebody even date in that case? You really have to put it out there. Like, what is your situation? Is this short-term, long-term, or a lifestyle?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm living this, man. They're digging your tag word here, Agape. Hobosexuals and homeless sexuals. Monica says this: hobosexuals is a person that pretends to be in love so that they can have a place to lay their head.
Girl, yes.
Well, it is getting a little close to Christmas and the weather outside is getting frightful.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Right now, first of all, I'm full figured. We in season.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my own place. Oh, no. No.
You're always in season. You always want something to hold.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm warm. So right now it's about to be cold outside and I got a place. I'm watching. I'm very much so on guard because people very much so this time of year start trying to be a little closer. Everybody wants a cuddle buddy, cuffing season, whatever. Yeah. I'm not a season.
So the guard is up just because of the time of year? And it could be. It's very much so.
So you have to go with your experiences. Everybody doesn't have this experience, but right. I will say, there was just a gentleman not too long ago. He was like gangbusters. I'm like, nah, dog, I don't know what it is about you. And the more I think about it, he was very much so homosexual. He didn't say it, but just how he moved. And I'm not there. I can't do it.
Wow. Dig this. Who knew? Listen, Folks, if you don't know about the online happy hour, this is where we get down, we get real, we get 100. We talk about topics that we can relate to, whether it's family, whether it's finances, relationships, or that are indifferent. We can talk about you, your mama, your cousin, and probably somebody on your timeline. So yes, it does go down here, man. Hit some love, hit some likes, share this page, share the information, follow your boy on different social media platforms because I got to keep it real for you, man. Agape Love is dropping some good nuggets. The chat room is live tonight. The call-in number, you can call in and we can chime in. It doesn't really have to go that way, but I just want you to know that we have a place where we can talk, where we can be heard, and we can really lift our voice and get some things off of our chest. No pun intended, Agape. But what we can do is be real with one another and talk about these things and get some resolution. So we're talking about tonight the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Getting off into this, man, and this is good stuff. If you're just now getting on, we're going to recap for you one more again and let you know where we are. So we're down, we're moving down. We've hit roughly 70% of the show. So let me just kind of bring it back to the top of the list. Can we do that?
Go ahead.
Let's do it. Number 10, top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Number 10, you're already in a relationship. Keep your eyes on that, folks. You got to pay attention. Men and women, please pay attention. Number 9, you're too pushy. Pushy. Enunciate correctly. You are too pushy. Want to get up on me too fast. Pushy. I got to say that correctly. Number 8, you can't separate social media from reality. Big problem. Big issue. Some people are dealing with that as we speak. And as the holidays continue to roll, they're going to show their face and they're going to disappear roughly about the first of the year. So I get it. Number 7, you are insecure. Let that sit there for a moment so it just registers on who that might be who's watching right now. Number 7, you are insecure. Number 6, you don't have self-confidence. It kind of goes hand in hand, but we're on there. Number 5, yep, somebody's going to be on here checking this out because it relates to you. You can watch now. You have difficulty spelling. Let it soak in. Somebody needs to hear that right now. That is a reason why they're going to deal with you. If your response is back or, how you doing, what you doing, and it's all one conglomerate of letters, and you're not always putting words together, and you slanging in all your text messages, that's a sign, man. Come on.
That's a big sign. That is a big sign.
Come on. That is a big issue. Sup, S-U-P, K. Tell me what you mean. Because if I got to come back to you and get understanding about your text message and you type it in all caps and, it's just not a good look. Not a good look. So let's keep the party moving, man. You got to be able to spell some words and enunciate and just have good diction and read a menu if you're going out. No more of the pictures and all that kind of shit. So just get it right. Number 4, you're too needy. Very, very needy. Give. A friend of mine once said this, Gerald Walker, he wrote a book. And it was off a message that we heard many years ago. I tell you, when I say it's profound, don't make a long-term decision based off a short-term situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're needy. Gimme. You're always trying to get, and you never get ahead. And it's probably why, number 3, your money ain't right. Mm-hmm. Yep, sure said it. We're digging off into this, man. 2 more at the top of the list. Let's keep the party going. I'm digging this one. Number 2. Are you ready? You're boring.
Are you ready?
You're boring. That's the reason why somebody won't date you, because you're boring. You're not creative whatsoever. You have no fresh ideas. All you want to do is maybe grab a bite to eat. All you may want to do is Netflix and chill. All you want to do is talk about, your favorite TV show that just went off the air and you're waiting for the next season to come out. Get a little creative. And I'm not talking creative to where you're drawing, with the crayons at the restaurants that you go to. We're not talking about that kind of creative. What we're talking about is creative on things that are maybe in your community, uh, different ways of learning one another, maybe investing in something that your mate likes to do. Figure it out. Get to know that person. You have to. You're boring, man. You don't. The thrill is gone before it even got here. So you have to be able to open up that door and talk about that and let that person see who you are and let them be themselves. Agape, agree, disagree?
I don't fully agree with this one, because boring people find other boring people and they are boring together, and it is okay. Not everybody likes the same things. I mean, I hang out with people who like what I like, but that may not be exciting to someone else. I'm a gamer. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody wants to sit around and play video games. And not that I do that a lot, but that might be boring to someone else. So you never know what your sense of fun is, how it's going to strike somebody else. So I find that it's better to find people who like the same things you like, so you're not boring to them. So if you like talking about Netflix or whatever, find another person who likes talking about Netflix. If you like collecting butterflies, find another person who likes collecting butterflies. Whatever floats your boat.
Well, yeah, you got to do that. Listen, you have to be able to have something in common to live off of. But if you are in a position to where you just don't come up with any ideas, then what are we doing here?
So the flip side of that is, what if you're with somebody who loves coming up with ideas and loves that you just like to go along with them because you don't have any ideas of your own? That's not me or how I'm rolling, but I've seen it and I'm okay with it. If they like it, I love it. So I'm not saying that it's wrong for everybody. It may not fit me. And I think that's where, as a people, we sometimes get caught up, because we think that whatever fits us fits everybody. That's not the case. I've seen boring people be very happy with each other. I support their efforts.
Monica stands with you on that. She says it's not your mate's job to entertain you. I dig it. I truly dig it. But don't you want to do something else?
Don't I? Sure. Does Sally, who's boring? Maybe not. Maybe Sally really just wants to knit something, and then Mark is really excited that she knitted it. That sounds boring as hell to me. However, that might be their jam.
I dig that. I agree thoroughly with what you're saying, because if she has a hobby and he has a hobby apart from one another, they're really not learning too much into that. So I hear what you're saying, Monica. It's your mate's. It's not your mate's job to entertain you. But however, you do want to get to do something together at times, and it may not always be eat, sleep, and fuck.
So we just gonna knock the people who just want to eat, sleep, and fuck? I'm with them. Eat, sleep, and fuck. Knock yourself out.
That's how we doing.
Well, I mean, that's what they want to do, because there are people who like that. There's nothing wrong with that. If both people like that, that's great. Now, I'm not doing that, but you can't just knock everybody because that's not your thing.
It's not.
No, it's not mine either. I love to travel. Not everybody loves to travel. Some people think it's crazy that I love to hit the road at any time. So that's not going to fit them.
I dig it. Monica says there's too much stuff in the car, raises an eyebrow for me. Yeah, I'm with you.
Do.
Yeah, I dig you on that one. That back seat, that back floor is just full of everything that you had during the Obama administration. It's just a problem, man. Yeah, about that. I totally get it. So the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Looking at that one a little bit longer, because if I am boring, right? If I do something or don't do enough that we don't have enough interest, or I'm losing flavor, or I'm losing touch with this person, you may find yourself digging something else, and your attention or your energy can be shifted somewhere else. Londo says, I agree. I've met people that are together and both of them are boring and they love each other to death. So it's okay to be boring. I think that's kind of a term of endearment. I love it. I love the fact that we can come together. Yeah, Monica says it's boring to me. Yeah, but you want to be able to stretch that a little bit because you will distance yourself. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You just have somebody in your home that's occupying space. Pretty soon that romance becomes a roommate. And once that
Some
roommate
people like it. I'm not saying it's right for me. It's not right for you. Some people like it. She cooks the same thing on every Thursday. She wears the same sweater he has on, the same socks, and they love each other's dirty drawers. It happens.
There's nothing wrong with consistency. That's just you expect it, and it's consistent. If she fine as hell and she can just get by and wear those and make your hamburger helper, that's cool. Do it. Take it, man. I'm all good with that. Because you know you're going to get that hot meal on a Thursday. Totally get it.
I don't know. I think boring is a state of mind. Mm-hmm. Boring is how you perceive it. It's a perception, because what is boring for one is not boring to another. Some people love NASCAR. To me, that's boring. You know, I'm not going to judge you for it, you know, but if two people love doing the same boring things, or they respect each other and their boring fits together, it's a good relationship. So it's more finding the people who fit you, not the people who fit whatever checklist society has put together.
Yes, it's got to fit you. It's got to be able to fit you. You got to be able to agree with it. And it's got to be something that you all can take, tolerate, and appreciate. So got it 100%. I thoroughly get it. I agree with that 100. The ladies are chiming in on this one. Monica says she got to be fine. Well, yeah, you got to be attracted to them. We like to touch things, play with them, and all that kind of stuff. Londo says it's a state of mind, so I get it. So the boring aspect is where it comes to, and that's a great way to say it. It's a state of mind. So jumping into it, being 100 with it, being 100 with yourself is truly where it is. I'm digging this topic, man. This is real. So, yeah.
I'm with Monica. Why she got to be fine, though?
You've got to have something to look at.
She's got to be fine for you. She didn't necessarily have to be fine for every man. There are plenty of plain Janes got a husband, got a man.
She got to be fine for the person that's digging on them and loving on them and wanting to be with them.
Do you know they know sometimes when their girlfriend is ugly? You know that, right?
Who says that? Really?
I'm not going back and telling them. I'm not going to say, you know, your girl is ugly. But sometimes people understand that their person that they're in a relationship is physically challenged and they still love them, because it's not about the look. It's a person. Loving somebody is so much more than the package that they're in, because their package could change at any time. I know that's not received maybe by men as well, but women, we're used to that. We're used to loving the person and not the package. Not all women, but.
So y'all take ugly dudes just because they're content and they're comfortable?
I tried it once. It wasn't for me, but I've seen people do it.
Did they tell them that they was, how did they know that they was the ugly one? About how you make them feel, how you make them treat you. You know what? This is very cool.
I dated an ugly dude once who didn't know he was ugly, and that was actually why we had to break up.
Mm-hmm.
Because he told me that he lowered his standards to date me because he's used to dating pretty girls.
We're sounding very Hunchback of Notre Dame-ish right now.
Well, I felt Hunchback of Notre Dame-ish after he said that. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You don't understand. You're not the cute one in this. I was really mad, and I understand that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But once he said that, I was ready to fight him and call him ugly because I was shallow at that moment. But even with that, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what you think is cute is not necessarily cute to somebody else. And you don't always need that.
Nah, you don't. Londo says this. I know a female that had only one thing She watches on TV Star Trek. She will not watch anything else. She'll watch that even if it's a rerun. I know for a fact she will never find anybody if they don't like Star Trek. I myself have never seen Star Trek outside of what's in the movie theater. I know of Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock and all that kind of stuff, but I've never, outside of the movie, I've never seen the Picard or what's the other dude, William Shatner. I've never seen that before in my life. But I didn't want to get caught up between Star Trek and Star Wars. I just got to pick one spaceship to deal with.
Yeah, but Comic-Con comes every year. She could find a whole lot of dudes, and they're gonna find that sexy.
Yeah, but if he chews with his mouth open and he likes Mr. Spock, chances are something's gonna turn you off. Monica says this: looks fade, but cherish how they looks fade, but I cherish how I feel wig. See
how safe she feels with them. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I got you. It's all good. We're doing it tonight, man. Listen, the top 10 reasons why I won't date you. I'm feeling good. Breaking it down. We're down to the very last one, and this is very, very true. The top 10 reasons why I won't date you. I'm gonna recap and bring this thing all the way down so it can just kind of bring a little bit more oomph to this particular one. Now, if y'all know what it is, I'm glad. If you don't know what it is, go get a mirror right now to be ready to look at yourself and deal with this one. Number 10, bring it all the way down. The top 10 reasons why I won't date you. Number 10, you are already in a relationship. Yes, I said it. Yes, we meant it. Number 9, you are too pushy. Say it right with me now. Too pushy. Push. Moving forward. Number 8, you can't separate social media from reality. It's a big, big issue when you're dealing with someone who just won't date you because they don't really know who they're getting. Number 7, you, sir, ma'am, are insecure. So, yeah, that's a problem. Number 6, you don't have self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Big concern. So I'm seeing this one right here. As we move on, number 5, you have difficulty spelling. Word game ain't correct, man. You got to get that right. Number 4, you're too needy. And that is a big, big problem. Always taking. Need to give back sometimes. Number 3, your money ain't right. Let's just be honest with it. Finances are a part of a relationship. You got to get your money right at some point, and it does affect your confidence and should affect your spending and addition and subtracting on that one. Talking about tonight. Number 2, you're boring. It goes back to so many different levels, and it has to be received. And the number one reason, folks, we got to do this. The number one reason why I won't date you is because I'm not in a place where I am emotionally available. Mm-hmm. Take some self-accountability, okay? We can look at a lot of surface, like we've been talking about with the money, being pushy and being needy. Spelling, you got to work on that, before you even got here. But if you are not emotionally available to somebody, it's probably not the time where you're going to really find them being in a position to date you, okay? Because that's when somebody comes off pushing, right? They just want to, hey, sweetheart, I just want to take you out. No, get away from me. You're repulsive. You can't spell. You're just pointing all those things. You're not emotionally available because you got either, some personal concerns you have to address within yourself. You have to be taking a look in that mirror and you just have realized this isn't the right time for me, right? Whether it's some personal depression, whether it's some anger issues, some things that have happened in your past, relatives that have caused some issues, whatever you're dealing with, and you don't want to weigh that onto somebody else. You got to hold down the fact that you are not emotionally available. Be honest. Be honest.
And the other thing is you have to, after you get out of a relationship, take some time to deal with the aftermath of that. I mean, you can't just keep dating, jumping from relationship to relationship, because you're going to take the problems that you had in your previous relationship to your new relationship. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to give yourself that space to heal and not only think about what that person did, but also what you did and how you could be better moving forward. Because if you don't heal, you're just going to continue to hurt people and you're not going to get what you really need out of relationships.
Mhm. Hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely.
And that's not a play on words, folks. That's just what it is. You know, if you're not in a position to where you can, and you don't even notice it, that you're being mean, you're being aggressive, there was something that was triggered by a previous statement that an ex made, or in a relationship where you were in previously, or a place that you just haven't healed from, it's not best to bring it onto somebody else. It doesn't, number one, do you any good, but you also hurt somebody else who had no idea about the kind of issues and the kind of pain and just situations that just are not going to make them comfortable. So I hope that made sense to somebody who was listening tonight. And before you even try to do the cuddle buddy or try to move into cuddle season, get yourself together. This might not be the right time for you. If Santa can sit his ass down during COVID, nigga, so can you.
And it'll make it so much sweeter when you are ready to be in a relationship and you go forward, because you're not dealing with all those hurts, and you can trust truly, and you can be trusted, and you can accept love and give love without any blocks.
Some agape love.
That's right.
Feel good love. The Greek word for true love. I get it. Man, I'm digging this tonight, man. This is 100. I have to be able to give the people a platform to talk. This has been in my spirit for so long, to continue to do this. I had some roadblocks within myself that kind of stifled the process. But listen, we're here. We're available. This is where we need to be. The people can chime in. They can weigh in the comfort of your own home, or if you're driving and you got 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you got your Bluetooth on, you can listen to what we're saying. Whether you're helping your children with their homework, or they're helping you, or you're helping somebody learn how to spell and get your own language together, it's the place we need to be. So I just encourage you all to not let this be the last time that you tune in. Share the link, share the video, and get down with some real talk. Agape, what are your thoughts on the show we did tonight?
I think that it was valuable. I think that we touched on a lot of things that people are dealing with today in society. Hopefully people got something out of it. Hopefully if somebody thought we were wrong, they spoke up and said something about it, because there are many sides to all these conversations that we had. Right.
So we feel it. I hope you all felt it, and don't let this be the last time, Agape, that you chime in and join in with us. Loved having you here. It's been a blessing. It's been a privilege to have you here, and I'm looking forward to more opportunities to talk with you again.
Well, thank you. It was fun. So much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. This is the place, man. It's the online happy hour where we live vicariously through you. Thank you so much. Y'all give Agape some love. Show some likes. Follow her on social media. I'm pretty sure the name is going to be there, that they can see her on this Facebook platform. You can see her on different social media platforms as well. But she keeps it 100. And if you got some 100 from her today, I'm pretty sure she's going to keep it 100 with you again. So this is real. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, folks. So thank you for making time to tune in with us on this wonderful Thursday. We're going into the new week. The holiday week is coming up. It's Thanksgiving. Be thankful that we had the opportunity to come on here and talk about this, because I promise you, somebody needed to hear this. So it's going to be some good game. It's going to be some real talk. It's going to be some true discussions that are going on. Why? Because you make the show what it is, folks. And if you got some good insight tonight, just do us a favor. Tell 3 more people to tune in with you on Tuesday. And I mean this coming Tuesday, as we kick down and we kick some real topics, some real discussions. Follow us on Facebook. Hit your boy up on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter at the handle at Andy Brown Speaks. I'm going to be there, man, be able to respond to you. And you just never know. So if there's a topic that you want to discuss and something that's kind of irking your mind, or you got your business ideas that you want to have posted and talked about here, it's a platform. This is what we do, man. And we keep it 100 and we keep it real, because we have to. There's no other way to do this. I feel motivated. I feel blessed and privileged to do this. It's in my spirit to continue doing this, even though things get tough and they get difficult. I'm here. I'm going to keep on pushing on and give you the platform to speak your mind and be 100. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Good night to my family. Happy holidays to all. Go mob to my frat. And we gone. Thank you, Agape Love, and thank you all for tuning in to the Online Happy Hour, where we live vicariously through you. Good night. I'm out. Peace. Good evening.